All right, we are going to enable work sharing on this model and create a central file so more than one person can access it at a time. And in order to do that, you are going to go to your Collaborate tab here, and you are going to click on Collaborate. And it's going to give you the option to collaborate within your network or using a cloud-based service that Autodesk has, which is pretty cool, but we're going to collaborate within your network. And click OK. And it is now going to enable work sets. So it's going to divide the model up so it can manage a work shared model or central model. If I click on work sets, it will show you that it has 2 user created work sets that it has created, and it will have the owner as me or my username, which is MS22. So right now we're basically in what's called a central model. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File, Save As, Project. And I'm going to navigate to our server location, which in our class is this TechCom server. And I'm just going to go under My folder. And there's a Revit folder organization in here that you can use. If you want to copy it, I'll delete this that I'm about to put in here. This is what we use in the office that just has the central file and various other support files. I'm going to double click on central file. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go to Options before I save it. And you'll see that it's going to make this a central file because it knows that we've just enabled work sharing. And it's setting the backup file number to 20. So I'm going to change that to 3. And then I'm going to go to Open Thumbnail Preview. And I like to select, you can select your view here. So you could select a 3D view, but oftentimes I'll just select the site plan that'll give an overall. And then I'll click OK. And then you can save this. If you would like to put central on the end of it, you can. And then you can click Save. And it will save that central file up to that network location. And then once you've done that, you have a couple of different options. The way that I like to do it is I like to go to my work sets, and I like to come in and make this not editable and not editable. Even though that seems counterintuitive, right now we're in the central file, and when those work sets are editable by MS22, that means that no one else can access them. It's like checking a book out of a library. And so before we close up the central file and open a local file, we want to make sure that everybody has access. This is not the only way to do it, but I prefer to work with it this way. So I'm going to click OK. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to Synchronize to Central. So it's going to sync those changes I just made to the central model. And so now what I'm going to do is close this file. And I'm going to open up a new local version. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to go from the R pull down. And it's very important that you open up Revit before you open up a local file or try to access a local file from a central file. So open up Revit, and you can go to Open here, or you can go to the pull down and go to Open. And I'm going to navigate to that central file, which it's going to that central file right now. So you can see that I'm in TechCom. And then if I single left click on this, you'll see it's going to create a new local. What that's going to do is it's going to copy this file down to my hard drive, and we can talk about where it's saving that. And it's going to let me work on it. And this central file, which stays up on the server, will keep track of what I'm working on. And if anybody else opens another local version, it will coordinate the changes between those 2 open versions. So I'm just going to click Open, and it's going to create a new local version. And you will see, if you could see what it was saving this as, it actually has my username tacked onto the end of it. Unfortunately, you can't see that because this is being cropped out, but it will tack your username on. And now you can work on this and do whatever you like. So I could pick this and delete it and delete it. And then I can go to Sync to Central, and it will save that up to the central file. And anybody else that's working somewhere else, if they reload latest, they will get the latest updates. So if I sync to central right now, right, I can go to the Collaborate tab, and there are several things that I can do here. I can sync with central, which is what I just did. I can reload latest. So if somebody else is working, they can work, and I can say, and they can save up, and I can reload latest without saving my changes up. If I'm working on something and somebody else tries to access it, the central file will not let them access it, and they can send a request to me to release it. And you can send editing requests to other people if if the reverse situation occurs. So this is what allows you to save and work on the same model at the same time. So it's very convenient. So once the only a couple of other things worth mentioning is that you still have a save, which actually saves locally to your hard drive, and then the sync saves to your hard drive typically and up to the central model. So when you sync, it saves your changes up to the central model and reloads the latest changes that anybody else has saved up there. This just divides the reload latest from the save up. If you want to see where your local files are going, you can go under your options under the application menu, and under file locations, this is where it is saving your local files. I've changed mine. Yours is probably in the documents, and it's up to you however you want to do that. Click OK. And I think that's should be able to get you started. If you have any other issues, let me know in class, and we'll go over it and resolve it. All right.